Morning again, I'm Reverend Tress, and I want to talk about today's message. Today's message is enlightenment from a dirty shirt. And it takes us from where it is a dark, gaping hole or a bright inner peace in your life. Learn how lessons from a dirty shirt can deliver enlightenment now. And we have a guest speaker today, A.J.Kolankowski. And since his earliest memories as a child, A.J. has been seeking the truth of this one universal life that we share. Reading the teachings of Buddha when he was 10 years old, out of his own volition, brought him a profound beginning to the ideas of spirituality, attachment, satori, and suffering. A.J. brought these teachings and wisdom into everything he has done, from owning and operating businesses, becoming a certified money coach, managing festivals in Saudi Arabia, to developing the Transformational Guide Company, a personal development program that helps people navigate the inevitable transformations that happen in life. His experience walking varied roads of life have brought people to describe him as a generalist, although he would describe himself as a nobody going nowhere. His mission in his life is to build trust and integrity in the world everywhere he can. Welcome. Please join me in giving a warm Center for Spiritual Living welcome to A.J.Kolankowski.
Good morning, everyone. Nice to see so many beautiful people, and a couple of men, too. I was sitting there wondering, okay, it's Ladies' Day today. Where's Ross? Come on, Ross, where are you? But it's incredible to be here. So I'd like to start with just a little meditation. I'm just going to walk over here. So everyone, close your eyes, open them, whatever you want. But this is part of the head-heart connection we're going to do here. So settle in, feet on the ground, breathing at your own pace. There's an inner child looking back at us now. Open your hearts to this child. Give this child love, light, inner peace, acceptance. If you'd like to embrace the child, ask for permission. Can I hold you? Feel the light transfer from ourselves to ourselves. The head and the heart connect. The adult and the child. share this love and this light. Come back to the breath. Be present. When you're ready, open your eyes. Shake it off. Do what you gotta do. Belch, fart. Come back now. So Cheryl told me that I'm the child here. She said, we're all old except for you. So if any of you were looking at me and giving me the love, thank you. So enlightenment is a dirty shirt. Funny, but true. Has anyone ever heard of enlightenment? Yeah, give or take a little bit, yeah. There's Brahman, there's the kingdom of God, Atman, there's all sorts of different names for these things. Presence, light, being, God, all pointing to the same direction. And searching for this outside of ourselves, asking the questions why, how, where, when, are relevant only personally. So these answers will only come to us in the way that they come to each of us individually, which is one of the reasons that we seek, we speak with others, we read, we look, we try to find. But it's a personal experience. It's a personal understanding that comes in a specific way for each one of us. No one can define that for you. There's lots of pointers. There's lots of different entryways. There's lots of different venues to arrive at. There's lots of different workshops to take to get you there. People to meet, words spoken or not spoken, dreams to be had. And these come in forms, I believe, that is how Source is speaking to us. And again, this is a very personal experience. This is something that we all experience in our own way, although sometimes they're similar. So I'll share with you how these ways enlightenment happens now inside me. There's things like coincidences. And if I'm present and enlightened now, then these things are very evident. So there's maybe an animal that I've looked into that I've never thought of before, saw somewhere, and I go to a meeting that day, and there's a painting of this animal on the wall. Something like that. Very subtle. Most people will say, oh, yeah, whatever, that doesn't mean anything. Like, oh, that's funny. Carry on. No, it's more. It's way more than that. That is enlightenment. Understanding that peace, that light that rests within that message from Source to us, which is really all, everywhere, all the time. There's only one. We're all connected. So this way that Source speaks can come in all sorts of different ways. And so a lot of the time we look for positive things, right? We change the way we think. If we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change, right? If we think positively, positive things happen. If we feel, if we believe, faith, miracles, courage, rejoice, then these things happen. Although there's another side to that coin. We live in this world of duality. We live in this world of two, right? Male, female, light, dark, sun, moon, etc. It's everywhere all the time. This is where the dirty shirt comes in. Because we can find truth, peace, rejoice in the things that happen positively to us, or these coincidences, or however Spirit speaks to us. We can find the light in the positivity, but what about the dark side of enlightenment? And so this is where, like I said, the dirty shirt comes in. So I'm at work, and I'm doing my job, getting dirty, chopping wood and carrying water, I'm cutting things, I'm constructing things. and someone comes up and says, "Oh, hey, you're the new guy. So here, I got these shirts. They don't fit me, and they're all wrapped in plastic, brand new." And he hands them to me. "Here you go. These are for you. With the logo on it and everything." I'm excited. I'm the new guy. This is a way Spirit's speaking to me. I'm being given. There's abundance coming into my life. Wow, incredible. So here I am working away. Go home that day. Bring the shirts home, and I throw a shirt on to go to work the next day. And I'm on the way to work, excited. I've got the new gear on. I'm looking great. What's that? I smell something. Oh, it smells. That's not my smell. What is that? And next thing I know, I'm wearing someone else's stench all over my entire body, and I've got no other shirts. I'm going to go to work now and smell this all day long. And in that moment, there's two ways to go. You may have heard before, but there's fear and there's faith, like Tress was talking about right now. False evidence appearing real. So I can go dark or I can go light. I can be enlightened or I can stay in hell, essentially, from this experience. And what's going through the mind, which is one of the reasons we did this inner child meditation, because what's going through the mind, which is the adult part of ourselves, is, what is wrong with this person? How could he give me this shirt? It's disgusting. Who does that? Disrespect. He should be fired. He should be imprisoned. There's something wrong with him. Seriously wrong. He needs help. You don't do this to someone. And this is the mind screaming these blasphemies, resent and fear, and then self-shame and self-doubt. No one's going to want to be near me. I'm disgusting. I stink. And I smell like someone else's stink, even worse. Not even as bad as my own stink. I can stand that. But someone else's, there's something wrong with that. And so here's the mind rattling off the adult, the logic, the pain, the suffering, destitution, hatred, self-doubt, lack, fear, rushing. Whoa. I notice that this is going on. This is Spirit speaking. This is the dark side of enlightenment. Because once we notice this is going on, then we can change. Then we are actually, the act of noticing is being enlightened, is enlightenment. The act of understanding, of knowing in ourselves that, now it's just a matter of getting to that, more often, with practice, with persistence. And this is where enlightenment comes in the form of a dirty shirt. Because the positive things are easy. The getting the shirt, the giving the gift, the obtaining abundance, the new shiny things of this form, any form that it takes, that's easy to accept. It's easy to see the light when the light is shining. But when the lights go off, can you discover the light? Right? When the shirt reeks and you have to go to work with people and you're ashamed of who you are and how these people you work with, can you see the light? Can you find the peace of God in that? I did, eventually. It's easy to talk about now because it was then, right? I'm not wearing the shirt now, so it's easy, right? But that energy and that understanding in that moment that, that is enlightenment. That's the peace of God. That's what we're looking for. That's why we're here. That's the answer. That's the key. That's the secret. All of it. Another experience. So fuel is expensive, right? More expensive than ever. It's a very trendy topic. We're always talking about it. Where's the best place to get it? How do we get it cheaper? Do we drive further to get some? So I happened to stumble upon the cheapest gas station in Calgary the other day. And I was like, oh, great, okay, it's like $1.49 or something. I was like, wow, that's relatively inexpensive. And So I go to fill up, and I'm filling up the car, and I get about half a tank in, and then it shuts off. I'm like, oh, and there's a line up, and there's people everywhere, and I just happened to get there right in time. There was one spot left. So I'm trying the pump, and I'm like, what's going on? So I go inside the shop, and I'm like, hey, the pump is kind of like being weird. It's never happened before. And he says, oh, well, it's either out of gas or there's something wrong with the pump. And I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, it's probably something wrong with the pump. We'll see. I'm like, okay. And there's a Tim Hortons in the same gas station. So I go get in line at Tim Hortons, and I'm kind of hearing some hustle and bustle, and I turn around, and there's a lineup out the door of people complaining, screaming, whining, upset at each other, upset at the world. How could you? How dare you run out of gas? How dare this happen to me? I drove to this location. All of this explosion of unconsciousness, of self-doubt, of shame, of guilt, of all these things we talked about, the dark side of the dark side. The opportunity for enlightenment sitting right there in the hands of each one. There's a beautiful gem sitting there, waiting for them. If only they had eyes to see and ears to hear. And forgive them, for they know not what they do. So no judgment at all to anyone. But because of enlightenment, understanding the light on the dark side, and the message in the dirty shirt, I'm able to see, oh, there it is again. I can line up out the door, I can stand there, I can scream and yell at everyone else. It's not the action of getting lost is how we get lost. So when we understand that we're getting lost in that moment, we're no longer lost. We're no longer unconscious. We're no longer in the dark. So these people yelling at this clerk, I mean, I feel for all of them, but also, I don't give a damn about any of it because I have the secret. I have the light right now inside of me, thanks to this experience, thanks to the dirty shirt, thanks to the gasless pump. Has anyone ever been to a gas station that didn't have gas? Yeah. Okay, so I've asked lots of people and no one has said yes, so it seems like a pretty rare experience and kind of ironic. But again, an opportunity to find enlightenment and peace in that. So the dark side of the light side, because again, we live in duality, right? We live in this up and down, male, female, love and hate. And that's where we find the message of light and truth and trust and joy and peace. So those were a few things. Now, does anyone, everyone here can probably think of some experiences where they've had, where, that's the dirty shirt. Right, that's the dirty shirt. And it's not the idea to push away the dirty shirt or to push away, because especially for men that I speak with, women are usually a lot more receptive on the heart side, which is the inner child, which is the work we did. The men tend to a lot more get stuck in the intellectual, the mental, and stuck up here in the adult. And the swearing, yep. You mean the men swear more?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, yes, they do. Well, my grandmother swore a lot, actually. But yes, and the swearing, and so being caught inside of the mind as opposed to allowing the head and the heart to connect. And then this is, again, the peace of God. So the ability to open the heart in that moment and feel that feeling of, there's no gas. And instead of, I'll find a way to get more, or where am I going to go, or how could they let this happen? The mind runs rampant. Instead of that, if we can notice that's happening, and then we notice there's a feeling behind that of, and we let that feeling for a second. Just let it do its thing. No, nothing personal, and no attachment. This isn't happening to just me, poor me. How could they? How dare they? And I am this. None of this. Just letting it play its course. Then what happens is we're healing that inner child, which is the emotional part, which is the feeling here. And then that head-heart connection begins to open up. And this is when these miraculous things start to happen. So when Source starts speaking, we start to have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. We start to open up and be able to be enlightened. So when we run into these bumps, these road bumps, or Russ and I were talking about driving to Red Deer or driving to Calgary in the wintertime, literal bumps or literal stops on the road. When we run into these, if we can think of the dirty shirt, then we can be enlightened now. So remember the inner child. And this is very dear to me now because I have recently been given a daughter who's 3 months old now. Yeah! You're welcome. They're so happy too. They call every day. The dirty shirt, there it is. The inner child. So one final piece. So I was holding my daughter yesterday, and we were rocking. She was, a little upset about something. I have no idea what. But I'm rocking her. I changed her, and we fed her, and we, we cleaned her ears, and we, made sure she was warm, and we did all the things. She's still, everything. And I'm sitting rocking her, and I'm singing her a little lullaby. You are beautiful, something like that. And she's slowly falling asleep. And then she falls asleep in my arms, and we're rocking, and I'm looking in the mirror, and I just started bawling. I just started crying. And I was like, this isn't a masculine thing to do. But I'm crying. I'm like, I don't care what anybody thinks, actually. But I'm crying, and I'm thinking, her dad's going to die someday. And then she's not going to have a dad in this world. And I need her to know that I love her forever, no matter where I am, no matter what form it takes. I'm always here for her, no matter what. And I'm bawling my eyes, and I could cry right now. Thank you. And if anybody needs it, there's Kleenex there. And this touching moment is so easy to see the light. It's so easy for me to be attached to everything that we all are in this moment. And I hold that, and I cherish that, and I know that still exists, even when I put on the dirty shirt. Thank you. Have a great rest of the day.